Yeah, hi. So I finished up my revised complaint and now have a contiguous interlinked complaint. It's very precise. It links all the events quite well. So this case, it starts, its impetus is in child torture and using torture to drop IQ and create business for behavioral healthcare services. That was happening in 2000 to my daughter up until I sued the school district in 2006. And then after 2006, after I won, this cadre, this enterprise, this criminal enterprise, said they weren't going to abide by the ruling. I got a federal guardian, and she set up a competency exam, a redundant competency exam, because my daughter's diagnosis on mental competency had already been decided by the state appellate court, and she's fine. There's nothing wrong with her. My daughter had a 2.5-day diagnostic. She was perfect. She had no congenital mental retardation. Her IQ suffered because they were abusing her in school, and they were trafficking her. This is a trafficking organization. This is a sick organization. So 2008, she was sadistically burned with cigarettes prior to the competency exam, and the guardian, the federal guardian that I got appointed, withheld the Fragile X diagnosis that proved that she could not be mentally retarded from the examiner. And he reset this mental retardation diagnosis that was ruled out by the appellate. These guys just invent the rules as they go along. They're absolutely criminal. I'm going to start looking for law firms. When you get this, if you get this, and if you have to think, if any of you have to think for like a second, if you have to ponder for a moment to try to figure out that if burning a student with cigarettes prior to a competency exam is not torture, then don't bother answering. This is for people who get it automatically. So if it's quite obvious. And so any attorney out there that's strange or twisted or fucked up, don't reply. Thank you, no. And if you do have to think about it, then think about getting out of the profession and checking yourself into a mental hospital. Imagine the personality that sat around and had the forethought of mind to restrain my daughter so hard that she had bruises from restraint and that had multiple burn marks in her arms, deep concavities burned into her arm with cigarettes, shins, her knuckles. So she would skew her competency exam. She was extorted into skewing it. So these guys could make money with their privately held behavioral healthcare services firms.